Arsenal Fan TV America, welcome back. Tough loss to Man City, of course. We all know the Carrabba Cup. I don't know how I feel about the game itself. We started really well. The formation itself and the way we played, again at first or at the beginning of the game, was chosen well. So the first 25% of the game, which is, half of the first half, let's say that we played really well. And we looked the better team, I think. I think we looked like a team that were after it, wanted to win it, had the hunger for it. And of course we do, how many years now without a trophy. And we wanted to win anything. We're desperate as a team. We're also top of the league. Don't forget, Champions League, last 8. Don't forget, FA Cup, you might go all the way. There's also other possibilities. So, again, talking about the game first. First, we started well. I thought the selection, the back four, I thought Ben White coming back, he'd be strong, and he was. And the left back, I saw Carrabba, and he's been terrific for Arsenal every game, and they're talking about signing him now. You remember he's on loan from Bayer Leverkusen, so that's why Arsenal need to sign him and secure him, and we will. And there's an agreement. But great player, and of course William Saliba and Gabriel. And I think, we lost 2-0, but these two, to me, were definitely both men of the match. They stopped Haaland. I mean, look at them at the first half, how they stopped Haaland from getting anything. But, of course, the second half was a different story because now it's a battle of managers and there's more experience. So, now Arteta knows it's experience. He's experienced now because he's been into a final and he lost because he chose to go with the wrong goalkeeper, basically, right? Now, these are learning curves for any coach, any new coach. We'll all do these mistakes. But when you do it or make it on, that level with Arsenal and, with big clubs like that, of course it becomes very questionable. But, Arsenal fans, you have to choose one thing, right? You want to stick with the guy and whatever, results he brings till he learns. And he's slowly but surely maybe getting you there. It's not a bad thing. Or do you want to say, hey, listen, cut loose, this guy doesn't know how to manage big games? Because he doesn't. Hasn't been in big games. Pep Guardiola won so many titles. So it's obvious to any fan that Mikel Arteta will be beaten and Pep Guardiola will be the winner. Some people say he's the best, was the best manager, or him or Sir Alex Ferguson. We don't know. And it's not the case here, but the case was on Sunday that the better manager won. And why? Because we build out of the back and we keep the ball, so we want to play our style of play. And again, to beat City, you have to beat them in their game, not force yours. You do that if you're City, because they did. They forced stood up front, 4 players, you can see all of them across, and they prevented Arsenal from building in the back. Of course, that needs tremendous amounts of efforts to block all the passes from the back to the front, block all the runs. So you couldn't really, build anything as Arsenal. He blocked your way of thinking. He blocked your way of, transmitting from defense to, of course, the midfield or to, attack. However, Arsenal did, again, first half when they were exceptional, they sent couple of passes from Kepa, from the goalkeeper, and also from Ben White. I saw a couple of long passes that did work. You actually took the game to them. And Victor Gyökeres, people are giving him 3 and 4 and 5 for his performance. Why? I mean, look, it's not, I know this is a cup final and you have to score, but to me, the striker that works hard, he worked really hard for his team. So his team had to work hard for him. That didn't happen. And Kai Havertz was kind of lost. It was too big of an event for Kai Havertz to come back to and start. It was maybe intimidating. I mean, he wasn't fit. He didn't get to the 50-50 chances. He didn't use his body. He didn't, when you're up front and you're a stature like that, every time you see Jokeris, the ball goes to him, he either gets it or fights for it to get it, or even if he doesn't get it, he just makes a run to close up, to be the first one to close down the play. But Havertz didn't do that. Here's the thing, though. If Havertz doesn't do what he needs to do, now you have Rodri in the middle. He will be free to do whatever he wants. I mean, when you have Kai Havertz in that role, and you have that Rodri in his role, as good of a player he is, or a playmaker that sits deep, then Kai Havertz has to always close him down. But that wasn't the case. I think he was more chasing him. So again, Arsenal started good, didn't end up winning the game, of course, because of two mistakes. And I don't want to keep talking about the mistakes. The mistakes are mistakes. The goalkeeper is a human being. He makes mistakes. Now, who chose that goalkeeper to be? The coach, right? I understand if this is a Sunday morning league and one of the parents are maybe, sad, or his child or her child don't get enough playing time, or it's like somebody's parent are going to be upset. But you don't owe Kepa a thing. You don't owe him anything. You have David Raya. In my eyes, I think it's Thibaut Courtois, Emmanuel Neuer, and then David Raya. That's where he is. Third best in the world. I think he's better than Oblak. Oblak is really overrated. I think he's better than a lot of goalkeepers out there. I think David Raya is better than Donnarumma. I definitely do. Donnarumma makes humongous mistakes, and we've seen him with City this year. So you sat down, or you made a decision to sit your number one keeper. Why? That's a problem. So again, you either want to leave him and let him learn and don't get frustrated and don't get heart attacks, Of course, get frustrated because you're out of the cup, but we're still on top of the league. But we're still in the Champions League in a very good position, right? So don't kill the coach now, because that's against your team, Yes, Arsenal are the team that wins with corner kicks. Mikel Arteta wins with corner. Okay, so what? That stats, I never talked about it, and I don't understand. Yeah, we scored 22 goals out of set pieces. Well, great. What do we need to do in this game? We need to find a net. We're talking about Mikel Arteta playing Arsenal physical. So, part of his tactics to be physical. Okay. How would you win a Premier League without being physical? How would you win a Premier League without being physical? Ask yourself that. Look at these, defenders from back in Manchester United days. I mean, you talked about Nemanja Vidic or Ferdinand. They'd go through people. Roy Keane, that's talking today. Even Gary Neville. They were, I want to just not say strong. They were also dirty to some extent when they played. They played rough. Back in their days, it was different, but it was too rough sometimes. They'll go through players. So that this has been a game of physicality all along. Now you're blaming Arsenal for being physical and scoring out of corner kicks. Come on, that's football. Yeah, you score out of a corner kick. You score out of a free kick. You score out of whatever kick. You score out of your chest. You throw your head at it. You score with your toes. Anything you can with your shoulder. The goals come from wherever. It's a goal. And I shouldn't be even talking about it, but people are talking about it like, I think there was a stats at some point during the season where Liverpool actually scored more goals than Arsenal from set pieces. And Liverpool do that. They push around. Look at Virgil van Dijk. He goes up there and he has no business to score, but he scores always. Like he's the attacker. They build it around him. So you have to build around your strength. And being physical, I'm not going to apologize for being strong. Arsenal is being strong. So I'm actually not against Arteta at this point. I'm for him. He's doing what he's doing best, and he's now growing. So don't, cut his legs just because of a game. It's the Carrabba Cup. It is what it is. Yeah, I wanted a trophy. I'm an Arsenal fan. But I also analyze football. That's what I do, right? And analyzing football, I look at Arsenal as a team that I'm not supporting. And if I do, I would, be very happy. I would say, hey, supporting Arsenal, you guys must be happy, should have been happy. I'm not going to talk really about, trophies and not, but the game, I mean, the team's been playing football forever. Good football, I'm talking about. Football that you enjoy. So it's a good team. And today, they're sitting on top of the Premier League and quarterfinalists for the Champions League. And, very strong possibility to go all the way. I think Barcelona is going to be the problem. But, a lot of positives for Arsenal. So with that said, what else do we want? We got to the final. We lost. Okay. Their manager is more experienced in these situations than our manager. So cut our manager loose. Tell him thank you very much. We're going to look for that experienced one. Or just stick with him. It is what it is. And move forward and see what he does for the rest of the season. Yeah, now, if he doesn't do anything for the rest of the season, that's a problem. But Premier League, that's a wrap. That's ours. This time, I feel really good about us winning that. And I don't feel that, we're rattled or this game on Sunday, yesterday, will really take us out of place with the Premier League. No, it's going to give us more motivation. And Premier League is ours. We don't even have to beat City. I mean, even if they beat us, we just have to beat, other teams that I don't think is a challenge. So Premier League is there. Celebrate that. And if we get to the end of the season, Arsenal fans, and we just won the Premier League, you know what? We all, you, me, everyone, analyze the game, support the club, don't matter. Everyone will be happy. Everyone will say, well deserved. So stop listening to these guys that just, rile you up for nothing. I think the team is doing great. One game is not going to determine our lives. Get behind the team, get behind the manager. This is critical time where we can't just, as fans, we're number 12 player, just throw the towel because of a game or start talking, about our team. Why would we do that? We got to support our team, and especially in tough situations like that. Your players are down. Support them. Be supportive of them. And then just, life goes on. That's football. You learn, and you keep going, and you keep going, and you keep going. And I know Arsenal players are more motivated now to do better in the upcoming games. Also, hopefully in the upcoming games, we never play Declan Rice out of the back when we want to score. That's also one thing Arteta had to get out of my chest. You need your best players, your better players, to always be where? Closer to the other team's goal, so they could score for you. That's all I know it's obvious, but I don't know why Declan Rice was separated all the way in the back on the left for a while when Nketiah was in, and then we saw Calafiori playing almost as a midfielder. How is Calafiori playing ahead of Declan Rice? I don't know, but anyways, you also see on the other side when Ben White left, he was the chosen one to go be on the right back position. So I don't know what was behind it because I didn't see anything come out of it. And hey, listen, again, one game is done. Let's focus on what's next. Right now, of course, we know it's an international break, so let's recoup our nerves. Give these players some time off. Seriously. They play so many games, so much focus behind those games. It's so difficult to maintain sometimes this focus. It takes a lot out of you. Then listen, it's the physical part of it, the wear and tear on your body, it's a part. But the mental, wear is unparalleled. It's unbelievable, right? Because it's hard, it's tough, it's focus all the time, it's pressure all the time, it's trying to be perfect all the time, and we're all human at the end of the day. Arsenal Fan TV America, thank you very much for watching. Yes, we are back, and we'll see you next game.